My Brother's Keeper is a South African telenovela that explores complex family dynamics, power struggles, and rich cultural traditions. In season 2, the Shabalala family faces rising turmoil, with Donga stepping in to save the family business, Shaba Snacks. His actions disrupt the existing power dynamics and stirring tensions even further.
My Brother's Keeper.
Today I want to dive into how the screenwriters for My Brother's Keeper use symbols and motifs to add depth and weight to their storytelling. Symbols are a universal screenwriting tool that transcend culture and language to add depth and meaning to a story. Welcome to the Screenwriter's Toolbox, where we break down storytelling one script at a time. I'm Lingani Dube, I'm a screenwriter and film director, here to shine a light on the custodians of screenwriting in South Africa. By definition, a symbol represents something beyond itself, carrying layers of meaning within the story. To explore this topic, I'm joined by the head writer of My Brother's Keeper, Nontutuzelo Makoko. The recurring use of dreams as a motif and how dreams affecting a certain character's outlook or foreshadowing for what's to come or just their emotional state. So I just wanted you to talk to me about how you, as writers, use dreams to sort of deepen the emotional state and the understanding for what this character is going through.
Yeah. So again, I'm always going to go back to being African as a context, right? And this, of course, is not exclusive to being African. I think generally as human beings, we believe in an otherness, a reality that exists beyond what we can see and hear, right? And often when things happen in that realm, it kind of gives us a stamp of approval that we are on the right track, or if we're off course, then if we dream about something, if the people or the energies in this other realm bring us back on track, then we believe that that is the right track that we should be on. So very often we will use dreams to cue our audience that this is something that they can buy into, because abadala, abaphansi, abadosi, uNkulunkulu, has kind of co-signed it, has put their stamp of approval or disapproval of it. So it's almost a cheat code, It's almost a cheat code, but it basically it immediately gives audience buy-in. It goes, oh, okay, this person should be going in that direction.
Nikwenzile futhi ngiyavuma ngilapha nje ukuthi mina nawe silungise ubudlelwano bethu. Konke lokho kwenzekile ngixolise la kuwena. Uyangizwa?
Manje uzogeza la.
Ethi susunyawo.
Yini?
Lalela-ke. Lokho engizokwenza manje. Noma. Hawu. Lokuthi ubaba uyayisola. Ngifuna uzehlisa lapha kwami. Uyindodana yami. Ngidlala ifa lami. Ngifuna ukubonisa ukuthi ngiyayisola ngalokho engikwenzile. Uyangizwa?
I guess I watched it and felt that he could have just apologized, but here he is doing this act, a symbolic act that has a deeper meaning, even when I personally didn't know what that deeper meaning could be, but it just the act itself felt layered, right? Can you talk to me about the inspiration for building the scene like that?
When we got to this point in the series, a point where we thought was a huge turning point in the relationship between this father and son, who have been fighting for the entire season, we thought that just saying sorry ngomlomo or saying sorry ngimbuzi, which Mshengi always does, was not enough, that he had to do something a little bit out of the ordinary to show, his remorse and humility in that moment.
And then in selecting the symbols and using them, how and when do you choose what image or act is the right one to use here, when and where?
You want to use a symbol that does not have to be explained, right? I mean, even if Umamkunu had not read the Bible verse, I think that gesture explains itself. This person is showing humility. But because in television, a lot of things are said ngomlomo, anytime we have the opportunity to show the viewer and not tell them, we'll take that opportunity, and that's where symbols come into the fold. And then where to use them. I like to use the analogy of an orange. Like, if you have the opportunity to get the juice before you cut the orange, then get the juice. So for us, it was a big moment for us, right? Where Utonga was getting into a car accident, and it was a huge turning point in the series. It was a huge turning point in the character arc, because what happens in the series after that moment kind of flips everything 180, So we didn't just want the moments like Donga gets into a car accident, right? We wanted to build the tension moments before, like you're saying, like that irony of,
the foreshadowing of something is coming.
Yes, to keep the audience on tenterhooks. And there's also something that's always very satisfying when you see something and then you're like, oh, something's gonna happen, right? We haven't told you something's gonna happen, we're not saying, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But that's something's gonna happen, and then we pay it off with something actually happening. It is for such satisfying viewing, But anyways, what I was saying is that we're not going to be throwing symbols all around like we do, reserve our big moments. So a moment like that, we're just going to have a car accident. We want to build up to it, build up the tension, build up that sense of anticipation in the audience. So we do earmark certain episodes or certain turning points in the character's journey, in the series' journey or arc, that be like, okay, when we get here, we're not just gonna do it like episode 8 or episode 14. Like, this is, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So yes, key turning points in the series or in the character arc are going to call for us to go deeper.
Yes.
To go deeper. And if we have an opportunity to show something without too much dialogue, then we'll show it, to invoke more emotion, more resonance,
I appreciate writers that respect the audience and allow them to participate in the storytelling by writing in visual cues that lend themselves to collaboration across the filmmaking chain and challenge the viewers to deconstruct what they are seeing. In your next script, try writing in symbols that build up the tension leading up to a key turning point in the story or in your character's arc.